had a big chat moment here. Yeah. Dragon Ball horror. All right, skip the intro. Hey there, folks. Steven here. And we're going to talk about this thing, Godzilla 2014, because they just announced that they're doing a repaint in the Cinemark Movie Club version. Not subline. It's just whatever. Now, there are a few things to go over with this video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this out of the way right here, right now. I re-recorded this quite a few times because I really tried to handle the differing opinion topic with kid gloves. There is this thing that sort of is insidious with the collector community where the idea that someone saying something on the internet about dinosaur dolls, if you for whatever reason feel slightly different or you take it out of context, then that means that the person who is making the video or making the post somewhere is indicating that somebody should be hauled off to the gulags. No. Just remember that, okay? Like, you have to be 15 or older, have to be, to mess around with these. They announced a movie, Graphic Plus Godzilla 2014, and it's a repaint of this thing here. This thing is notorious for being not good in many ways, shape, and form. This was, let me go ahead and wind the clock back. You can even check out my video, 10 Years of Destruction, covering the entirety of the SH Monster Arts line. This thing had a slow burn build up to being hyped and announced by Bluefin Distribution way back in the day before they were bought out and became Bandai Collect today. So they did a whole bunch of little teasers, little pixelated blurry images, and then finally, bam, we get the full reveal, and it is not accurate. Now, at the time, they had really pushed that in the marketing, and, hey, we have the source materials, which they still do today, but I digress. And it kind of left collectors sort of in a middle ground here. Well, it looks good, but that's not what we saw on the screen. It's quite a few steps away, I may say, including the feet, which, that's not Godzilla 2014's feet. Now, allegedly, in Minecraft, through their mouthpieces, Bandai had communicated that they had used some SH Monster Arts figures as a base 3D scan for the PlayStation Godzilla game that came out, the PS3 and PS4 one. And that's where this design got a lot of notoriety from, and where a lot of folks actually like it, because the Godzilla 2014 in that game is one-to-one to this. Cool. Now, since this thing was originally released, we got a poster color version, which was the Dorito Dust one, and then we got the Spitfire one. The main problem that all of the MonsterVerse Godzillas have had has been the eyes. The eyes just don't look great. You've seen the picture of the 2014 Monster Arts Godzilla floating around there? Yeah, that's the meme one's mine. That's from my original review. Go check it out. Now, let's go ahead and get into prior to this thing, like, not really cooperating with me and me getting frustrated with it. So that is really where we come into the playing field here, and we are talking about a lot, okay? So the issue that this guy has is, yeah, he's going to be inaccurate. That much is factually true, but it still has a good sculpt. It still has a good overall design. It looks like a very nice Godzilla. Now, when we take a look at it compared to the actual 2014 design, yeah, there's quite a bit that is off. The head is obviously not correct. The feet are not correct. But when we take a look at things like, let's say, the dorsal plates, the tail, and similar, that's pretty similar. And when we really look at everything combined together, it does present just a rather nice looking Godzilla. I would say a lot of folks actually do like this, which is the reason why so many were excited for the movie poster club thing that has just recently been announced for a repaint. But therein lies the issue with the paint. As you've seen, the paint is very much so bleh, okay? We do have the eyes, which are not good. He has the red on the snout, which is what? And that red mixes in with the white for the teeth in some areas, making it pink. Yeah, I said that sentence. Yeah, can't believe I did. And then there's even little specks of teeth paint where there's not even supposed to be teeth. It's not Shin Godzilla. He came out 2 years later. So anyway, we're going to go ahead here and we're going to snap back to reality and we're going to talk just a bit more. So this design is not accurate, and yes, folks are going to be tired of me saying that, but not only is it not accurate, the actual final product, the paint application, is abysmal at best. Like, it's not good. And I haven't seen a good one. Folks have told me good ones exist, but whenever I do happen to get a look at them, I guess the best way to describe it is that's effectively the picture that's posted. What does that even look like? I could tell you that looks like the Mona Lisa, but what details are you seeing here? You're not seeing anything, okay? So as far as I've been able to see over the decade plus that I've been looking at this line, I haven't seen a really good one of these. Now, I want to, this area here is something really, really important, okay? Now, Tamashii Nations is known to improve, push the envelope, and evolve their action figure lines over time. This is not of question. And the SH Monster Arts line is based off of the SH Figuarts line. So I don't have it readily available with me right now, unfortunately, but we did have the original SH Figuarts Goku figure. Pretend he's standing here with the painted eyes and the no kneecap dude. Then we got a renewal body here. This is the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, which this body was copy and pasted for so many other figures. That includes like the Kaioken repaint, the changed up for Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, the full powered Super Saiyan, the Saiyan who blew off bubbles. So it had a lot of opportunities to be reused, and that is arguably one of the reasons why they did update the body. But then we do have yet another update that is hitting now, and we already have 3 other uses of the articulation design of the body that can be used. So we do have this one here, the games begin, that we're going to have an updated base form, a Super Saiyan Blue, a Super Saiyan God. I've heard others are on the way, but I digress. Tamashii Nations can evolve, change, and push things forward. Dragon Ball is admittedly one of their largest IPs that they have access to and they make product for, and Toei is even willing to invest money in it to help things move forward, at least from what I've heard. However, that is not something to discount the need for changes in the SH Monster Arts line, including for this pile here. You mean to tell me that Gamera is going to be more lucrative and it's warranted to make a head change and Godzilla isn't? Because even if they were to just do an update to the head, that'd make it at least 70% better. Now, for the 2014 action figure, there's a competitor that they did have access to the actual CGI files that were used for the movie. It was exceptionally budget friendly. I can't believe it for the price. Collectors absolutely loved it. Significantly more accurate. And it only cost $20. You thought I was going to say Hiya, didn't you? No, the NECA Godzilla 2014. Now, collectors did love it. Not all of them because it was, NECA. But it did have its very exceptionally strong merits, including accuracy. And when there was a production run error where the blue paint application wasn't on it, they actually did a running change to add that blue paint, which should have been there to begin with. Okay, so they paid attention there and they were able to do it. It's a small company compared to the exceptionally small company that is Tamashii Nations. Now, even further, I will go ahead and say Hiya. When they got feedback from the original Godzilla vs. Kong release, they went back and they did a 2.0 of it. Now, there are notable changes. There are also very small ones, but it is an entirely new sculpt. Yes, they did repaint it into the ground and back, but so has Tamashii Nations with some of their less than amazing sculpts, including ones where they did change the head, but for the worse. So when it comes to looking to make a change for Godzilla 2014 here, there really doesn't stand a reason to not make changes and do better for the collecting community as a whole. Now, for what you may say is, Steven, I like the 2014. I want the 2014. This is a chance for me. Okay, fine. No one's saying that they shouldn't do a new 2014 figure. It is a repaint of this one. But Steven, I want this one. Good news. They're available on eBay even prior to the official announcement of this movie club, whatever one, for about the same, or if not, just a little bit more. So if you do want to get this, you can get the original today, and you don't have to wait until May of what, next year? Yeah, May of 2026. Oh my God. Anyway, so you can get it now and you don't have to wait. Now, the key thing here, right? The very, very key thing is this would have been an opportunity to update this and give us something new, even if it was just a new head. They could have kept everything else the same. Joints, not as loose, but just make this more accurate. That would have made this figure and that release so much better. Instead, what we get is a little cardboard cutout with the poster printed on it. Not an acrylic standee. No. A little cardboard, at best, cutout with a 2014 poster. For this retailed for about $65, that's going to be between $100 and $110. Okay. Here's where I think I can kind of bring this in and help folks understand. This will be the last time that I'm going to say this, and I'm putting on my kid gloves here. You can like this. That's fine. You could want the 2014 sculpt that exists because you have nostalgia for a PS4 game. That's fine. That is not a problem. The thing that's in front of me here, you can actually buy someone else's on eBay right now, even sealed, for roughly the same price as the repaint. But let me present this to you. I want to play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I want to be able to play it, and I want to be able to enjoy it. And the thing about it is, though, okay, the thing about it is, I want to immediately be able, this is old and been in storage, I want to be able to take the Pokemon on XD Gale of Darkness and transfer them over to my 3rd gen Pokemon games, and I want to be able to battle with them in my Emerald cart, and I want to put them onto my Diamond and Pearl game cart, and then I want to put them on my Black and White game cart, and I want to put them up into X and Y, and then I want to do Sun and Moon, and then I want. So Nintendo, do another production run of the Nintendo GameCube in Emerald Green and bundle it in with XD Gale of Darkness with a link cable and a Game Boy Advance right now. Or why don't you do some stability performance improvements and go ahead and put it on the Switch 2 for a reduced cost, maybe on your online service platform, and this way I can just put it in Legends ZA. I have a feeling that if they were to redo XD Gale of Darkness, one of those two is better for everyone, comparatively speaking, right? The first one is just basically recreating what we already have available that you can do. Maybe a bit more expensive, but you can do that. The second option is the 2.0, porting the game over to the online services with some stability increases in compatibility with Pokemon Home or whatever. And the 3.0 version is, why don't you just remake Gale of Darkness? Because everyone who would want to play Gale of Darkness is going to pick that up if they can pick it up for a Switch 2. That just makes sense. So if you like it, that's fine. Go ahead and get it. But the option that everyone is more so pushing for and is saying is good, that is going to be limiting to other collectors who really would want to maybe see something different. And that other option benefits everyone because this still exists, albeit on the aftermarket, and you can pick it up. There is a whole other argument that the movie graphic minus or whatever lineup is meant for new collectors, which is bollocks, because if it was, it would be at an entry price like $35, like they have for many other product lines. Not saying it should be $35, but you get the point. Yeah. So anyway, the point being is, yeah, okay, you can want this, you can like this, whatever, that doesn't matter. The point is, at the end of the day, I'm traumatized and I don't want to be anymore.